Muy buenas a todos chicos y chicas, ¿qué tal estáis? Bienvenidos a lo que seguramente sea el último capítulo de The Witcher 2. Y lo hemos dejado justamente por aquí. Tenemos que ir a por Triss Merigold. No hay ni siquiera una marca de misión. He buscado la guía, digo, ¿dónde coño se hace esta misión? Y literalmente es en esta esquina, damos la vuelta y aquí tenemos a este tío hablando con esta gente.
Look who's here, the Rivian Witcher.
Greetings.
Our paths cross often, it seems.
Sí.
Too often.
Y voy a rescatar a Triss.
Triss Merigold.
In the Nilfgaardian camp? Fistek has addled your brain.
Lower your sword, son.
Sé que la tenéis, cabrones.
Cheek, Geralt.
Let's go.
Venga.
One false move and your ambassador will never see Nilfgaard's son again.
My men won't let you leave here alive.
They will if you ask them to, Excellency, and I believe you will.
Reynold Ep Madsen's orders come from the Emperor himself. He'd rather die than give you Merigold.
Then he'll die.
No.
Out of the way, all of you, or the old man dies.
Hold there!
I'm not joking.
I know, and I advise you not to hesitate. Kill him, for we shan't move one bit. Renwald! He who brings me the Witcher's head will get the Order of Merit.
Muy bien.
But Ambassador Fitz-Estellen...
Your Excellency. Orders from the Capitulo.
Hijos de puta, tío. Ni con los suyos.
To kill you all.
Pues sí. Vamos, Geralt.
What are you waiting for? Get him!
No voy a dejar a Triss atrás, vamos. ¿Sí? Por Nilfgaard. Capullo. ¿Qué vida tienen los del escudo? ¡Ole! Nivelcito ganado. ¡Pum!
Long live the Emperor!
Venga, capullo. Venga, abridme. Necesito una llave. Segunda carta del embajador Shillard. A ver. Segunda carta del emisario Shillard Fitz-Oesterlen al emperador. A la atención de su excelencia el emperador de Nilfgaard, Emir Var Emreis. Saludos, excelencia. Tras visitar a Foltest, descansa en paz, he contactado con Henselt para hacerle llegar la oferta de su ilustrísima. Kaedwen es una nación beligerante dirigida por un rey poco fiable y una nobleza bastante salvaje. Las lealtades y simpatías cambian constantemente en este lugar, y no es difícil manipular la opinión de la gente. He visto que Reynold Ep Madsen ha tomado posiciones también en la combativa zona norte. Quisiera aprovechar la ocasión para expresar mis dudas sobre la necesidad de mandarlo allí. Su excelencia sabe que no confío en él y sospecho que me oculta algo. Su fiel siervo, Shillard Fitz-Oesterlen. Ya, bueno. Necesito una llave. Aquí no hay llave, ¿no? No tiene pinta. El cofre a lo mejor, o aquí esto. No, el cofre no tiene. ¿Dónde coño está la llave, tío? Vale, uno de estos capullos tiene que tener la llave. Dejadme subir, anda. ¿Llave? ¿No? No. Tendré que colarme.
Long live the Emperor!
Me tengo que colar, sí.
Did you really think you could just prance in here? Make the Emperor proud! Kill him!
Si es que soy unos mierda, tío.
Die, Nordling! The Imperial Army's ranks are endless!
Taste our steel!
Hostia, ahí me ha dado bien, ¿eh?
You're a stubborn beast with a
¿Puedo subir? Ahora.
Congratulations, Witcher. They were my best men.
¿Eso era lo mejor?
Free Triss, or join them.
You amaze me. How can you risk your life for a witch?
¿Porque es amiga mía?
There are things you and your kind will never comprehend.
And what are those?
Friendship.
Tell me, is the friendship of traitors and conspirators worth it?
What are you talking about?
Your friend and the other witches conspired against your rulers.
You lie.
You think it impossible?
Triss was loyal to the crown.
You're a fool. That's what happens when tits take over a man's mind.
I don't believe you.
That's irrelevant at this point. During our chat, my people managed to regroup, call for reinforcements.
Ah, vale, más
Maybe
para
now
matar.
they'll start fighting like men.
Time to show you the Empire's true power.
Sí, sí. A ver.
Surround him!
A ver.
For the Emperor!
Wow, impresionante.
Long live the Emperor!
Bastante impresionante.
Shame to the Empire. Shield bearers, forward!
Long live the Emperor!
Coño, ¿qué coño me ha empujado, eh? mía, eres una esponja, hermano.
Emperor, I failed you.
Vaya esponja, tío. A ver. Armadura de Vicovaro, 24. Ya, no me hace ni falta. Carta de Renold Aeb Madsen. A la atención de Renold Aeb Madsen, estoy de acuerdo con las conclusiones de tu informe. Ficho Esterlen ha fracasado y no estoy dispuesto a que su incompetencia trunque mis planes. Apruebo, por tanto, la solución para este problema si surgiese la necesidad. Parece que no iban muy bien las cosas con estos dos. He venido a sacarte de aquí porque es que si no...
Didn't expect to see me.
Are you kidding? The only person you expect to see in a Nilfgaardian dungeon is the executioner.
Did they torture you?
They tried various things, but they got nothing from me.
When I left Flotsam with Vernon, I somehow doubted I'd find you so soon.
I know it was hard on you. I'll never forget this, you hear? Never.
Couldn't you ask your friends from the Lodge for help?
How do you know of the Lodge?
I just do. Listen, Triss, to come here for you, I had to split up with Vernon. Temeria is in danger of disintegrating.
Are you sorry you chose to come here?
No, I'm not. But freeing you from Shillard's grasp was not my only reason for coming here. I need you to explain your role in this mess.
Claro, explica ya porque es que...
And to explain why you lied to me.
Exacto.
That's not true.
I know about the Lodge. I know the Lodge was behind Demavend's assassination. I know Triss Marigold is a member of the Lodge.
It's not like that.
Show me the error in my reasoning.
True. I'm a member of the Lodge. Just like 8 other sorceresses. But if you think I'm responsible for the Lodge's actions, you're badly mistaken. The Lodge is a theater for 2 actresses. Sheila and Philippa have long dominated it.
To the point where you didn't know about the murder they planned?
To the point where I was no longer invited to gatherings.
Why?
They stopped trusting me.
Because you didn't agree with them?
9 women very rarely agree on anything. The actual problem was that
Tell me.
I was close to you. If Sheila fears anyone, it's Geralt of Rivia. The Lodge did everything to convince me that our relationship didn't bother them, even that it suited them. But they manipulated me. Through me, they fed you select information. Depending on the circumstances, they twisted facts.
We're still close. They could still be doing it.
Don't insult me.
Conozco a Triss. Y sé que dice la verdad.
Calm down, Triss. Reynold Ep Madsen claimed otherwise, but I'll always take your word over that of some Nilfgaardian lowlifes. Now, you'll tell me everything you know. I need to learn the truth.
All existing councils of mages disintegrated after the Thaned massacre. We all acted separately. Philippa decided to create a new organization, a secret one this time. When I was sworn in, it never crossed my mind that the Lodge's plans would soon become secret to its members. As you know, Philippa's not one for minor undertakings. She presented a plan for creating a powerful state controlled by sorceresses.
No wonder the kings are opposing the sorceresses. Nobody likes a schemer.
Philippa and Sheila never lacked ideas or enthusiasm. To control a powerful state, they needed to create one first. Or find a wealthy land with a suitable political arrangement and an easily manipulated ruler. Sheila chose the Pontar Valley, Demavend, and Stennis.
Demavend hated mages.
No more than Henselder Radovid. Sheila and Philippa saw Demavend as the weakest ruler. His son, Stennis, blows hot and cold. Plus, he who controls the Pontar Valley controls the north. So it was in Edirn that a popular rebel emerged, preaching the idea of a new state. At one of our meetings, I just asked how they imagined overthrowing Demavend. That was the last time I was invited. After Demavend's death, I became suspicious but had no evidence. Philippa brushed me off. When you went off to meet Yorveth and Sheila was busy with the Karen's carcass, I managed to scan parts of her megascope. That's when I learned that Sheila had dealings with Letho.
Why didn't you tell me?
I wanted to, but we never met after that. Letho must have shadowed me when I entered Sheila's room. Then he forced me to teleport us to somewhere near Vergen.
Did you talk to him?
He wasn't aggressive. In Vergen, he told me that Sheila commissioned them to assassinate Demavend. Them being the Witchers of the School of the Viper. Sheila helped them prepare the assassination.
I wonder why he told you about it.
Is that important?
Conspirators who suddenly divulge everything. I'd be suspicious.
There was some interference as we teleported to Edirn. I emerged intact, but pretty battered. I knew Philippa was in the area. I decided to go see her and lay my cards on the table.
Maybe Letho wanted just that.
I met a woman at Philippa's house. Thought she was just a servant or Philippa's lover. Before I could speak, I was overpowered by spells. I hardly expected an attack. The pain I felt as my body was compressed. It's indescribable. As if all my bones were being broken. It's even worse when you return to your true form. In any case, Philippa had no idea her lover was a Nilfgaardian spy. I was carried as that figurine all the way to Loch Muin. Asira decompressed me back just before they murdered her. Shillard interrogated me but learned nothing. If it wasn't for you, they'd have had me quartered. I didn't piece the puzzle together until I was here, in the dungeon. Now you know everything.
Who had Foltest assassinated?
I have no idea. Perhaps after Demavend's successful assassination, Sheila and Philippa decided to take the next step.
That would be stupid. Killing Demavend was a way to take control of the Pontar Valley. People would forget the regicide in a year, and the Lodge could put its plan in motion. They had to know that if Foltest died, men like Roach wouldn't rest until they learned
Obviamente
why
hay
it
alguien
happened.
más.
One thing is certain. Letho killed Foltest, and Sheila was
Sí,
working with Letho.
pero Lezo, cuando mató a Foltest y huyó, dijo, Sheila ha hecho bien su papel, pero ahora nos tenemos que deshacer de ella. ¿Sabes? Como utilizan la tapadera de que Sheila les envió, les dijo a ellos, a Leto y a los de la Escuela de la Víbora, que mataran a Demavend. Utilizaron la tapadera de Sheila para matar a Foltest por orden de otra persona. No sé si se va a decir, no sé si se dice aquí.
Ever find out what Sheila was
Si no,
actually
ya os lo
doing in
digo
Flotsam?
yo
I
más
find it hard
al
to
final.
believe she went there just to kill a monster and earn a few orans.
You're right, of course. It had something to do with Letho and the Scoia'tael.
What did she want from Yorvith?
The Scoia'tael were Saskia's trump card. I expect Sheila needed to know what the elves would do, given that a war with Hensel was practically inevitable.
Did Saskia know the Lodge's plans?
She didn't even know the Lodge existed. Philippa told her that the sorceresses would support an independent state in the Pontar Valley, no strings attached. A fairy tale, but Saskia bought it. Saskia backed Philippa, and the people backed Saskia.
That'll have to do for now.
We'll learn more at the talks.
You're going to attend?
You have no memory of how the world worked before the Thanid massacre.
Actually, I know exactly how it worked.
That means...
We'll talk about my memory later.
all right. If the Council and Conclave still existed, kings wouldn't be assassinated and massacres would be less frequent. This is our chance to restore these institutions, and we shouldn't miss it. Normalizing relations between the rulers and the mages who advise them is our only chance for peace.
And our only chance to dismantle the Lodge.
The Lodge will disintegrate anyway. Once the kings learn it was behind the assassinations, they'll start a witch hunt. We can prevent that from happening. I'm all for punishing the guilty, but can't abide collective responsibility. I'm ready to go and reveal everything I know about Philippa Eilhart, Sheila de Tanserville, and their schemes.
Let's go then.
Saca 3 del campamento Nilfgaardiano. Pues vámonos.
Those Nilfgaardians, that's your work?
Yep.
They followed their leader too blindly.
You killed them all.
They didn't slaughter themselves.
Claro, nos han matado solos.
We shouldn't arrive at the same time. Let's split up.
Triss,
Yes?
that was some mess. I wouldn't want to see you hurt like that again.
Don't worry, I'll manage. See you at the talks.
All right.
Nivel. 2 puntillos. Ahí estamos. A la cumbre. Esto se acaba, ¿eh? Habla con Triss antes de entrar en el anfiteatro.
Shatter your tower!
Anfiteatro.
We're about to witness a great event.
Yeah, I can't wait. Let's go inside.
It's now or never.
Chavales, disfruten del
In
final.
recent weeks, we have deliberated extensively in Vizima on who is to succeed to the Temerian throne. Because the fate of Foltest's last child remains unknown, we could not reach an agreement. Unable to reconcile the interests of the esteemed Temerian houses, we have no choice but to divide the country into provinces along the barony's current borders.
This cannot be, John Natalis. Temeria stands between Nilfgaard and the north. It must be a strong and united realm.
I, too, would wish it so, Your Majesty. But when Foltest was cut down by an assassin, the country's very heart burst.
I have learned that Anais La Valette is currently in the hands of the sorcerer Deathmold.
Clearly you have yet to learn of the slaughter that occurred today in the Kedweni camp, King Radovid.
Yet there is hope if the child lives.
I shall do everything in my power to find her. Simultaneously, I wish to announce that the commander of the Temerian Special Forces, one Vernon Roach, is officially a wanted man.
¿Por qué?
All privileges appertaining to him as an officer of the realm are hereby repealed.
Pero si es el único que ha ido a rescatarla. A ver. Supongo que ahora aparecerá, ¿no? Porque o ir a rescatar a la niña o a Triss. Yo rescato a
To the
Triss.
matter at hand. The document describing the charter of the Council and the Conclave is, as previously ascertained, an exact copy of the charter found in the ruins on Thaned Island. The more important question relates to the Conclave and its power to designate royal advisors. Today, randomly chosen mages and sorceresses reside at many courts. However, in the time of the previous Conclave, such persons were carefully chosen.
Why shouldn't we pick our own advisors?
These individuals bear great responsibility, Your Majesty. The Conclave needs to be certain they are competent.
And that they will keep the Conclave's interests in mind.
Obviously, sire. The Conclave's chief interest is the well-being and prosperity of the northern kingdoms. The document has been signed by every member of the Conclave we have proposed, as well as by all but one of the designated advisors. We await only Sheila de Tanserville's signature.
Without our royal seals, you should be allowed to designate advisors to cowherds at most.
That is true, Your Majesty.
Sheila de Tanserville should never be allowed to sign this document.
Triss Merigold, you decided to join us after all.
De Tanserville has royal blood on her hands. She can't sit on the Conclave.
That is a lie.
Have you anything to support these claims, Merigold?
There are witnesses who will confirm that Sheila de Tanserville was behind the assassinations of Demavend and Foltest.
Officials of the future Council and Conclave. Sheila de Tanserville should be arrested and tried. If Triss Merigold speaks the truth, Lady de Tanserville will be condemned to death.
A ver, iba a decir que hace la rosa llameante aquí.
Sheila
tío.
de Tanserville. Until Triss Merigold's charges are dismissed or refuted, you cannot sit on the Conclave.
Arrest her.
You don't know the whole truth. Merigold doesn't know what she's talking about.
Hostia, ¿es el puto dragón? Nah, el dragón lo maneja ella. El dragón es suyo. Ella intentó matar a Foltest con el dragón, pero no pudo. Sin embargo, Leto sí pudo. Hubo dos intentos. En el mismo día, dos personas intentaban matar al rey Foltest.
Geralt, we're trapped. Magic's no good here. I can't get us out. Sheila, you have to get Sheila.
Derrota al dragón. Joder.
Stand back while you can, Witcher. You can't stop me, not you, not anyone else.
Que no, espérate.
If I have to, I will kill you.
Puedes intentarlo. ¡Hostia!
How do you like my dragon? Kill him now! You're late. I've already managed to stabilize the portal.
You've got nowhere to run. Sooner or later, somebody will find you.
I prefer to leave on my own terms.
Where's Letho?
Sesemphasis will tend to him, as she will to all the fools who get a hard-on at the mere thought of burning a sorceress at the stake.
Where is he?
I don't know, fool. I've been looking for him since Foltest's assassination. Letho cheated all of us. We were deceived by his dull face and sluggish stare. Don't you understand? The Lodge sought a way to get rid of Demavend, that's
Pero
true.
no querían
He was a
deshacerse
weak,
de
volatile king.
de
Edirn would
Foltest.
eventually choke to death under his rule. We chose the lesser evil. He had to be eliminated, and Letho happened to be at hand.
Foltest? Henselt?
We had nothing to do with that. After assassinating Demavend, Letho used our gold and magical support to find and meet Yorveth. The elf was to help him hide until the matter blew over, or so I thought. The Lodge did not condemn Foltest to die.
Then who did?
Nilfgaard. Letho is the king of liars and emperor of traitors. From the start, he worked for the glory of the great sun and the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes. He lied to everyone. Me, Yorveth, your stupid little Triss, and you.
Got any evidence?
A moment ago, I received a message from the Lodge's agent in Sintra. The Imperial Army is on the move. They're fording the Yaruga now. Do you think the North can defend itself in the current situation? But can you count on another miracle at Brenna?
I don't know, but you made it all possible and you'll answer for that. The stigma of treason is yours for all time.
We shall see. For no one will leave this city alive. No one will tell this story. Philippa controls the dragon. As soon as I disappear, it will turn the city into a flaming tomb.
The dragon attacked Foltest's troops during the siege of La Valette Castle. That
Claro.
hardly supports your tale.
We did not control it then. We may have lost a battle, but the war is just beginning.
Ah, o sea, en ese momento no la controlaban a Philippa.
This is your end, Witcher.
Farewell!
O sea, Philippa...
Something's not right. The diamond! Someone replace the diamond! This one's flawed! I'll be torn to bits! Geralt, remove it!
You waited long enough. Should you survive, go south to Nilfgaard, where you'll find Yennefer of Vengerberg.
¿Ves?
Farewell, Witcher.
¿Y ahora qué? ¡Hostias!
Come on!
¿Le quito vida o no le quito vida? A mí me está quitando vida, poquita, pero me quita. Vale. Pues se dijo, Nilfgaard estaba detrás del asesinato de Foltest, porque querían literalmente debilitar Temeria para invadirla. Eso es lo que ha dicho Sheila. Están atravesando el Yaruga para invadir Temeria. Y mirad lo que ha dicho. Dice, si vas al sur a Nilfgaard encontrarás a tu queridísima Yennefer de Vengerberg. Porque allí está Yennefer.
Guess they'll never learn.
Hostia puta. Este va a dar por culo. Bueno, es que no me deja, tío. Pues nada. Vaya por Dios. Tío, ¿le quito algo? Con el triángulo sí. Ah, tú has muerto. Poquito a poco. Pues lo que está durando esto ya. Ay. Ay. No, hombre, no, hombre, no me bugues debajo de tu cuello. No, tío, no me hagas trampa, coño.
Take that.
Es que me hace un bugueo ahí debajo de su cuello que dice, bueno, venga. ¿Dónde va? Ah, vale, que ya le he quitado lo suficiente, no como para la cinemática. ¡Hostia! ¡Ay, clávaselo! Le va a partir. ¡Hostia! Ha hecho que aterrice. ¡Oh! Madre mía, Geralt. Mátalo, mátalo, acaba con él. Mátalo, Geralt. Mata al dragón. Acaba con el sufrimiento del bicho, tío. No lo dejes ahí. No lo puedes dejar ahí, tío. Se acabó el tercer acto.
A list of the Logia's sorceresses. A list of the whores you'll doubtless find.
Se vienen tiempos chungos para las hechiceras. Uf. Las puertas de Lockmuir se cierran. Epílogo.
Are you all right?
More or less.
And the dragon?
I had to kill it, unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
Philippa enslaved the dragon with her magic. If I'd let it live, we'd surely find it serving the Lodge of Sorceresses. Many more would have died. Before the sorceresses broke the creature's will, it was noble and beautiful in its own way. But I'm dead tired of having to choose the lesser evil.
Let's get out of here.
I guess Letho got away.
He's waiting for you.
Waiting?
Where the Temerians made camp. Come on.
What do you mean, waiting? How do you know?
Utter chaos broke out after the dragon attacked. I tried to reach Philippa's quarters. A terrified man approached me in one of the alleys, gave me a letter and begged me not to harm him. He said it was for you. The letter was short. I'm waiting in the Temerian camp. Letho.
What happened here while I was gone?
All the kings had many more armed men than they should have had at a peace summit. During the evacuation, several skirmishes broke out. The Kedwenis clashed with the Temerians. The Order's knights raped 2 sorceresses and killed those who dared to try to help them.
Do you think the Council and Conclave will survive?
Well, they're established, and that's the only thing that prevented a wholesale massacre. Hard to say if they'll survive, but for the time being, no one's got any better ideas. Mages are part of this world, whether people like it or not. They have to have their rights, their place. Otherwise, another lodge will arise.
Oh, Roach está ahí con Anaís.
Vernon Roach, step away from the child.
She's of royal blood. Temerian. Too good for you, Horsens.
You're an outlaw, wanted in all the north. Hand over the child and perhaps the king will show you mercy.
I piss on Kedweni mercy.
Roach!
Triss! We can't let them have her! This is Foltest's daughter!
I've heard enough. Grab them!
Muy bien, hijos de puta. Vais a ser los últimos que vais a morir bajo mi espada, cabrones. Hija de la puta niña. De hecho, tengo puntitos, ¿eh? Hala.
I failed. Deathmold got away. Thanks, Geralt.
Triss needed my help.
Exactamente.
You know that. The Nilfgaardians outwitted us all.
What are you talking about?
They kidnapped Triss. The Emperor dispatched the Kingslayers using the Lodge as a decoy, all in order to breed chaos in the northern kingdoms.
Temeria is lost. The Barons will pick it apart into bits.
No les va a dar
It's
tiempo.
not lost. Temeria will be reunited. Get the child out of here. Take her far away. Far from the king, their courts,
Dice, Temeria se
their
reunificará.
wars.
Bueno,
One day, she'll
eso
reclaim
es lo que
her
tú
heritage.
dices.
What about you, Geralt?
I'm going after the Kingslayer.
A man of his word.
It's personal now.
Farewell then, White Wolf. I trust we'll meet again in better times.
Farewell, Roach. Where's Yorvith? How's Yorvith?
Proud, I think. The reward on his head has never been greater. Those seeking him, the Scoia'tael hunters, will be reinforced. The special forces throughout the north will receive more resources. The Council and the Conclave are assigning several mages to the task. Yorvith is now public enemy #1. They won't rest until they find him.
This is no place for witches. Though I know you and you appear wherever something important happens.
True, though sometimes by accident.
And this time, also a coincidence?
Let's say I have something to take care of.
In that case, hurry. Once we're done cleaning up this mess created by the royal soldiery, Loch Muin will be magically sealed.
Getting out of here?
Temporarily. We shall return soon enough to rebuild the city. Loch Muin will regain its former glory. Until that time, we need to keep the treasure hunters and troublemakers out.
So Radovid trusts you?
We shall win His Royal Majesty's trust by delivering Sheila de Tansarville and the other traitresses from the lodge.
That could take a while. Sheila's fled Loch Muin via Megascope.
We have time. She cannot hide forever. Sooner or later, she will be ours. Forgive me, I must attend to some matters. And don't dawdle. The city will be sealed in 1 hour.
Vale. Ahí está.
There he is.
Wait for me.
Geralt.
This is between me and him.
You don't have to.
I do. He knows how I lost my memory. Wait for me at the city gate. If I'm not there within the hour, leave without me.
Él cambió el diamante.
Took you a while?
Is that bauble from Sheila's Megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank. I switched the diamonds. The one in the Megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
I let her escape.
You're heartless. You've no idea what the Royal Witch Hunters have in store for her. A lot of pain for a long time.
I don't doubt it. So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first... vodka?
I only drink with friends.
What about old acquaintances? Eh? Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah, I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
Y ahora nos van a contar la historia.
The winter solstice 1270. Midinvern, the night of magic. Letho wasn't lying, the hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every Witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our Witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze.
Bueno, ya se reveló que la cacería salvaje son elfos.
He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader.
Sí.
He struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
Porque Geralt era mejor baza para traer a Ciri.
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the hanged man's tree and the wild hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chase me all that way just to kill me.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
She was feverish for several days. Delirious. In agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
What then?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums, trying to seduce orcs, trying to drive a wedge between us. After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory. We were in the heart of the Empire. And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, she got in trouble and we pulled her out. And then one day they captured us. The Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Sarret, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. We were separated, and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly, but it was uneventful, no violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau. And a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the Northern Kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the Lodge from her. Those Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace. Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. That's where my knowledge ends.
So she's in the Empire?
She was when I left.
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place. We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of war proved to be a fairground attraction.
No Market Square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No, there's something more, I assure you.
Go ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world?
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer. So, elves from another world and their trained wraiths. What do they want from you?
I've got an idea, but that's not your concern.
Obviamente no se lo va a contar, pero... Ciri.
How did a witcher agree to kill humans at another human's bidding?
At the Emperor's bidding, Geralt. And he's no ordinary human. The rulers of the North come up to about where his Pauline's end.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper, the Witcher's order where I came to be. Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago, and Witchers themselves became internal exiles, banned from entering most cities. Besides Seret and Ox, I know of 2 other Witchers of the School of the Viper who should be alive and on the path. I don't know where they are. Haven't seen them for years. Now they can come out of hiding. They can come home.
Why are you still here? Why did you wait for me this time?
I knew you wouldn't give up. I knew you'd pursue me. And I don't aim to hide anymore. Fact is, only you know the truth about me. Well, and a couple of folks whose word isn't worth spit anymore. I never saw you as a foe. I want to go my way. But if I have to fight you first, so be it. This story ends here and now.
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the North.
¿Veis?
Soften it before the invasion. And you know what's incredible? We could not have imagined more fertile soil. No matter what the war's outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another. Pursue their God-given rights. Seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to come. The North resembles a whorehouse on fire, as your friend Dandelion would say.
I'm done talking. Let's finish this.
Wanna fight?
Any vodka left in that bottle?
A swig apiece. Here. The Imperial army is probably crossing the Yaruga as we speak. Pure pandemonium will ensue. The North's finished. Time to go south, where the good life awaits.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight, and this time I'll kill you.
Decisión chunga. A ver. Es cierto lo que dice, que él nunca quería hacernos daño, él nunca quería matarnos, él nunca ha querido inculparnos de nada, él no es nuestro enemigo y nunca lo fue, de hecho fue un colega, de hecho en el pasado fue un buen amigo que nosotros ayudamos a sobrevivir, ayudó a Yennefer a sacarla de allí, la cuidó durante un mes, alguien que es muy querido para Geralt. Geralt ya no está acusado del asesinato de Foltest. Su nombre está limpio porque ya saben que todo fue por Philippa y por Sheila. Lo que quería Geralt era básicamente encontrar al asesino de reyes y limpiar su nombre, pero como ya lo ha hecho. Y aparte, a Leto lo podremos ver en The Witcher 3, al igual que Roach. Así que no va a haber combate final aquí.
Your death won't change a thing. Go where you will.
Just like that. No threats. No words of wisdom.
No. You going or not?
Farewell, Geralt.
Hasta dentro de poco. Leto. O Lizo. Lo veremos en The Witcher 3, ¿eh? Así que Geralt tiene un corazoncillo. Ningún brujo tiene lo que tiene Geralt, que es su lado humano, su lado más humano. Y como Geralt era ese niño especial que podía resistir el triple que cualquier ser humano en las mutaciones y en la prueba de las hierbas, pues...
The Witcher had traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. In Flotsam, he slew Bernard Laredo, but few mourned for the Commandant.
¿Cómo coño vamos a guardar luto por ese cabrón de mierda?
Flotsam remained Temerian, while command of the garrison and town went to a Vizima noble, a sworn enemy of Kedwin and an avid angler. To this day, folk gather round bonfires in Lobendon to hear of the Witcher's deeds. The Witcher witnessed a great Kedweni victory in Edirn. At Vergen, Henselt's army crushed Saskia the Dragonslayer's motley force, ending the springtime of races. Soldiers of the Unicorn swarmed over the Pontar Valley. As it had before, powerful Kedwen swallowed Upper Edirn whole. Yet subsequent events would render Henselt's triumph short-lived.
Más muertes de no humanos.
Temeria's neighbors began to vie for the glittering prize that was the realm's throne.
Claro.
Yet the murders of first Demavend, then Henselt, forced them to look to their own problems. Temeria fell prey to its power-hungry barons. But Vernon Roche held a light of hope for the dying realm, and he tucked it away in a place safe and still to await better times. Years before, Geralt of Rivia had witnessed the fall of the Council and Conclave of Mages. The summit in Loch Muin re-established both bodies, their founders sacrificing Sheila de Tanzerville and her accomplices. Yet Radovid also required humility and loyalty from the proud mages, but this did not sit well with all of them. It was a time of great uncertainty. of rape accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the day seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand, and I laid my head in the laps of the muses. Who could have known this tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
Nilfgaardianos. Y ahí viene todo el imperio de Nilfgaard a reconquistar Temeria. Cuando dijo que el imperio estaba cruzando el Yaruga, pues aquí lo tenemos. Y así empezará la premisa de The Witcher 3, con Nilfgaard invadiendo Temeria y los reinos del norte. El mundo que conocemos se acerca a su fin, pero el pasado sigue siendo la clave del futuro. Y así acaba The Witcher 2. Me alegro mucho de que hayáis visto esta serie conmigo, chicos, chicas. No tengo mucho más que decir. Creo que la historia de este The Witcher 2 es un poquito peor que la primera. Vamos a hacer un resumen rápido. Es un poquito peor que la 1, que el de The Witcher 1. Esta iba mucho más al grano y la de The Witcher 1 se construía más lentamente. Igualmente, ya os digo, The Witcher 3 se va a construir, pero de locos. Va a ser la polla cuando estemos en The Witcher 3, de verdad. Y quiero que sea ya, la verdad. Quiero jugarlo ya. Ahora mismo quiero pasarme a la versión de Play 5 de The Witcher, que es donde lo tengo legalmente comprado, porque no lo tengo en PC. Yo el 1 y el 2 sí lo tengo en PC, pero el 3 no, el 3 lo tengo en Play 5. Quiero pasarme ahí y darle caña desde el principio, porque encima vamos a tener trofeos. Van a saltar los trofeos, porque la versión de Play 5 no la jugué. No he transferido los trofeos de Play 4 a Play 5. No tengo el platino en Play 5, pero sí lo tengo en Play 4. Cositas, manías mías de rejugar los juegos, de que si quiero rejugar las versiones de Play 5, pues me salten los trofeos. Son pequeñas manías. La jugabilidad de este juego obviamente es mucho mejor que la del 1. Es mejor que de The Witcher 1. Mucho más arcade, mucho más acción. Los gráficos, obviamente, mejores que los del primero. El doblaje inglés es la polla, obviamente. El doblaje en español, pues bueno, tenía su arte y su gracia, pero poco más. La música, como siempre, increíble. Es de lo poco malo que tiene. Y lo malo que tiene es el sistema de niveles. Son los mapas. Son muy pequeños. Se nota que estaba hecho para hacerlo a saco el juego y que a lo mejor a mitad de camino dijeron, oye, ¿y si ponemos misiones secundarias y cositas entre media para que el juego dure más? Porque a lo mejor este juego te dura 20 horas. Y ya, ¿vale? De hecho, este es el episodio número 13 y The Witcher 1 nos ha durado 19 vídeos. Este The Witcher nos ha durado 13 vídeos. The Witcher 3 nos va a durar 40. Ya voy avisando. Así que nada, chicos, chicas, muchísimas gracias por haber visto este vídeo y esta serie conmigo. Dadle like si os ha gustado, dislike si no. Ya sabéis, si queréis apoyar esta serie, queréis apoyar el canal y queréis que se venga The Witcher 3, tan solo tenéis que darle like a los vídeos, suscribiros, compartir, comentar y activar la campanita de la suscripción para que YouTube os avise de cuando subo un nuevo vídeo. Así que nada más, un saludito a todos y nos vemos en The Witcher 3 y por supuesto en el canal con nuevas aventuras. Hasta otra, zagales.